Look at it, and man, oh my God, he is short. How tall is he? Oh shit, he's 5'6". Why did I think he was like 6 feet tall? Holy crap. That's more shocking than the hair stuff. Oh, I might have to make a video about like short musicians or something. What's going on, guys? This is Zach Adkins, and in this video, we're going to talk about musicians that had beautiful long hair and are now bald. Let's get into it. So one of my videos did really, really well. It's like at 250,000 views, which is pretty sick. And it had a lot to do with musicians wearing wigs. And one of the many comments I got was, well, what about musicians that are bald? And I was like, wow, okay, maybe it seems to be a topic that people care about. And there's nothing wrong with being bald. It's literally just a genetic thing. You either have male pattern baldness or you don't. There's some people that start losing their hair at age 20, and there's some people that really don't ever lose their hair. They're 90 years old, they have a nice full set of hair. And some women are affected by it too. At the end of the day, who really cares, right? It can be embarrassing, it can be a bit of a stigma, it can be something that kind of makes people feel lesser about themselves because they're losing their hair. I'm going to be making some jokes throughout this because I like to joke about stupid shit. I'm not making fun of anybody necessarily, just is what it is, you know? And a lot of them actually, to be honest, look better bald. Some people have said I would look better bald, and that's fine. And on that same note, you know, I will probably end up becoming bald at some point because I do have the male pattern baldness, and I'm already losing my hair. I'm 32, so it's like probably by the time I'm 40, I'm going to be, you know, scooched back quite a bit. You know, so you can already see I'm losing my hair in the front, and especially over here and over here. So it just goes back. That's why I wear hats. I still have really long hair because a lot of the side, you know, it just keeps going down just fine, but it's that bald spot on the top. It's going to get worse and worse, and eventually I'm just going to be like, all right, it's time to buzz it all off, but that's cool too. So what I want to do is go through some of these photos and look at a lot of these musicians that I think looked really cool with long hair, but also look great bald. So let's get right into it. So first up on the list is Rob Halford. So Rob Halford, singer of Judas Priest. Amazing singer, great frontman. He has a beautiful bald head and a killer beard, and that jacket is super dope. So Rob Halford used to have really long hair. Look at this guy. Just a young little baby. And he was already a really great singer, Judas Priest. I don't know if this was during the Judas Priest days. I think this was right before he joined. At a certain point, you know, you just start losing it right there in the front. You can see over here on the left-hand side, he's got a lot of hair loss on top, a lot of hair loss on both sides. And he's kind of trying to spike it up to make it look like he's not. The inevitable happens, right? You're just going to inevitably lose your hair. Very good looking guy with long hair. Honestly, like, don't mind that he has short hair because he's not a bad looking dude. Probably in his mid 40s here. Cool tattoos. Just rocking the bald look eventually, you know? And I think at a certain point, you just have to. You just have to, like, this is me. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to own it. And he owned it. Looks great. What do you guys think of Rob Halford? Go ahead and leave something in the comment about, did you prefer his long hair or do you like the bald look? So the next one in line is Mr. Joe Satriani. Real quick, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do, because only 7% of people that are watching my videos are subscribed. Just go ahead and click it real quick. It takes 2 seconds and it's free and it helps me out. Please, thank you very much. Okay, bye. Get back to the video. So if you're not a guitar player, you might maybe not know who Joe Satriani is, but he's one of the leaders in solo guitar performance, and the guy is just amazing. He's one of my favorites. One of my first albums I ever bought was Surfing with the Alien. Usually does stuff with like Steve Vai. He does the G3 tours. One of my favorite guitar players of all time. And a beautiful bald person. This was him back in the 80s, well, late 80s, early 90s, where he just had a really great set of hair too. The guy just looked good either way, I think. And it didn't affect his guitar playing, so that's, I guess, the most important thing. Looked good with long hair, and he looks good bald. Here he is again. Look at this guy. You could tell he was losing his hair a lot more here. You can really see that on his forehead, that he was starting to recede pretty good. I mean, most of his hair is on his chest anyway, so you can tell that actually probably most of his hair went onto his arms. But this is when he just decided, you know what, I'm going to rock the bald look, own it 100%. And good for him. You know, it honestly takes a lot of courage to do that. This was a younger version of him as well. Honestly, I think he looks better with the bald head. Bald version of Satriani looks younger. I don't know how to explain that, but I don't know about this photo. I think he was still trying to hold on to his hair for a little bit, trying to spike it, but you could see it was really receding. He was really trying. I'm trying. I'm glad that he eventually just said, "Nah, I'm done." What do you guys think about Joe Satriani, bald or with long hair? Which one do you like more? All right, next up on the list is Mr. Billy Corgan. He is the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins. Honestly, probably one of the better looking bald people. I think that he really owns it. And I prefer he has the bald look versus the hair, the longer hair. So like back in the day. Like, not that his hair looked bad or anything. He just, I don't know, to me, it doesn't seem like personality matches that hairdo. His personality matches the bald look, you know. You're a young guy and, you know, you just start growing your hair out because you're kind of a hippie or you're lazy, probably. Eventually, you know, Father Time shows up and says, hey, you know, you're going to start losing this hair. See, it's really starting to recede quite a bit. I think he was probably just getting tired of brushing it because every time you brush it, you're going to like lose clumps of hair and it's worse when it's longer. And then he just freaking cut it. And honestly, I think he looks better with the bald look. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think about Billy Corgan? No hair or long hair? I think it's better that he's bald. The next person, 2 Billies in a row, actually. We got Billy Joel, singer, songwriter, awesome musician, great songwriter in general. One of my favorite artists ever, which a lot of people are kind of weirded out by because I'm more of like a metalhead and I play guitar and whatnot. But I listen to Billy Joel pretty much every day if I'm listening to music that day. Billy Joel used to have beautiful locks of hair. And to be honest, it's a bummer that he lost his hair, because I really think that he looked better with long hair. It is what it is. Father Time. He looked so cool with long hair. It helped kind of shape his face a little bit better. That's my opinion. Here he just looks like an old 60s, 70s stoner that's just like bored with life. The weird thing about Billy Joel is like his eyes are really big. I've always noticed this, like they pop out a lot. When he had hair, it didn't seem to like make them exaggerate that much more. It all kind of made sense with the hairdo. And here you can see he's trying to keep the hair. It's starting to recede a little bit, so he's just pulling it forward. I think this is probably his best look here. He's kind of like gotten into the hair. Like he's grown into it. He looks cool. This is the best look I think Billy Joel had. And then, you know, this is a great face. So he started getting a little older and the hair starts receding, starts going back. What are you going to do? The only thing you can do is cut it, you know? Okay, oh my God, I think I might look like Billy. This is probably what I'll end up looking like if I decide to shave my head and I'm like bald. Even today, he looks great. I mean, he's in his 70s. What are you going to do? He's rocking it now. Next up on the list, Phil Collins. Phil Collins, Genesis and singer-songwriter on his own. And the guy's sold millions of albums. Great songwriter. Unfortunately, never had good hair. I think like once he came out of the womb, he was already receding. You know what I mean? Because even back in the day, he was trying. He had the little Dairy Queen swirl in the front. He was already just gone. He looks way better bald because he's just owning it, you know? Next up, we have Mr. CaughtINA from Anthrax, guitar player for Anthrax, married to Meatloaf's daughter. Cool guitar player. Anthrax is great. Love his beards that he has, you know, the little goatees he's got, like where they're like really long, or he like dyes them different colors. He rocks this bald look amazingly well. This, again, I think this is one of those ones where he has a better look with the bald. You know, especially back in the day, like no management of these eyebrows. I think his hair was receding this way, but also it was receding this way. So it was like just growing through his forehead into his eyebrows. Eventually, you just kind of have to look at it, and man, oh my God, he is short. How tall is he? Holy shit, he's 5'6". Why did I think he was like 6 feet tall? Holy crap. That's more shocking than the hair stuff. Oh, I might have to make a video about like short musicians or something. In this photo, you can really start seeing like where that hair was receding in the front. If he was spiking it up to kind of make it look like he had something, but it was going away really fast. Got the time ticking in his... Either way, I think he just rocks the bald look. He looks killer. He's actually more iconic with the bald head and the beard than he was with hair, so gotta respect it. All right, guys, we got one more person left, and it's somebody that I saw 100+ times, Mr. Kerry King from Slayer. Kerry King has always been an eccentric performer, we'll say. He's got those big spikes on his arms that he has, and you know, now he's got these big tattoos on his head and on his arms and everything. But he did have a nice head of hair. Not a lot of people really think of him that way anymore. You know, this was him back in the day, man. Like, he was really trying to hold on for dear life with his hairdo. And he did a pretty good job, actually. You know, you get those bangs in the front, you try to, like, part it a certain way. But eventually, you just have to frickin' go all evil and shave your head, get tattoos all over, and you got to get a beard that's like longer than your hair ever was, right? If that's what I need to do. I just need to tattoo my head and my freaking arms and just look like that. Is he short too? Let me see. How tall is he? Oh my God, he's 5'6'2". They're like the same person. Why are all these people so short? Does that have anything to do with hair loss? I just want to point out, this is one of my favorite photos of Kerry King of all time. When he did have hair, you could tell it was going away real quick. He looks like he could be in like the WWE, right? He looks like Macho Man Randy Savage, and he's just like, you guys want to see a killer show? You need to come to a Slayer show. Yeah. All right, guys, those are the musicians that had nice, beautiful heads of hair, but then eventually became bald. I think a lot of them look better bald. I think it just fits them better. What do you guys think? Who's the one that you wish could have kept their hair longer, and who do you think should have shaved their head quicker, and who do you think looks better bald or with long hair? Leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.